Hi, Ekai Joel Kreisberg, and I'm here today with my friend Fugen Tom Pitner Roshi. Welcome, Fugen.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here.
We're going to talk about the upcoming Mondo Zen Intensive, which is a week from maybe today, maybe yesterday, depending on when you watch this video, the 21st of March. And the Mondo Zen Intensive is one of our favorite retreats. So let's start with Mondo Zen facilitation. Fugen, why is this Dharma teaching so important?
This Dharma teaching really came about to address one of the great unmet needs in our culture. And that has to do with, well, how do you do all this Zen stuff in the midst of being emotionally upset? So, what classical teachings really work well with the mind, but we wanted to do something to really help address the emotional needs that people had. And that's how Mondo got going.
Right. So essentially, Mondo Zen and Junpo's teachings begins with koans, more classical koans, but it moves into emotional koans. So just a little bit about emotional koans.
Emotional koans really are focused on how do you move from emotional reactions that oftentimes have just become habitual to more conscious responses.
Mhm.
That's the journey that Mondo takes us through.
And so if you're more conscious responding, how's that going to impact your life?
You'll get along better
Mm.
with the people that you're living with, working with, playing with. Emotional intelligence gets a lot of airplay, but it's not so easy to actually be able to respond mindfully in the moment.
Mm.
That goes pretty deep for most of us. And it can have a tremendous impact when you can learn how to do that well.
Beautiful. So you're marrying, Zen mindfulness with emotional maturity.
Yes,
And
yes.
so traditionally, it was an 8-day sesshin. That's the way Jimpo did it. But a few years back, we decided to do this as an intensive. So can you tell us a little bit about what makes the intensive different?
Yeah, yeah. We wanted to focus on, we called it an intensive because we wanted to concentrate the Mondo. The 8-day sessions work really well because you get a lot of meditation in, but then it was kind of haphazard when we would actually get to some of the Mondo, and then it felt like kind of an add-on, and it just wasn't as coherent as we wanted it to be. And we've discovered that our audiences could, give me something for 3 or 4 days that I can really focus. And so we did the design around the focus is Mondo Zen. We're going to deepen our dialogue Mondo style.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, the idea is if it's not we're not teaching a monastery practice, we're teaching a practice in your life, then let's get it so it fits in your life. So
Yes,
just so you know, it starts on Thursday night at 6 o'clock, and then it really is all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It ends at 6 o'clock, right? So it's not supposed to you have to take 8 days off to do this.
that's right. That's right. And we really listened to our audience, and they said they could make that work. And they have.
Right. So we've done it like 4 or 5, we've done it at least 5 times at this stage. So it's a very refined piece. But the other thing that you haven't mentioned, but I know that you're going to mention it because I'm asking about it now, is we now would use certified facilitators. So tell us about that.
Oh, my uh, a labor of love is together with you and others. We focused on a year-long certification process that we like to call it a whole-brained, open-hearted, skill-centered approach to how do you actually facilitate Mondo Zen.
Mm.
Um, Now that we've got these certified facilitators, they have been through rigorous training about not only each koan, but how to really respond to what's going on in the moment. The big difference is this is not an informational training. This is transformational facilitation.
Mm.
That's what we're headed for, and we want it to have an impact in people's lives.
Right. So at this stage of the game, anyone who signs up is going to be working with someone who's exceedingly well trained and experienced
Yes,
in facilitating someone in Mondo Zen. It's not like, oh, I've done Mondo Zen. It's actually, no, I've trained as a facilitator.
yes, yes. And there are core competencies that relate to how we actually go about doing that. That's what helps bring forth the transformation.
So, to wrap this up, because we're don't want to talk for too long, what do you love about Mondo Zen facilitation?
I love the way it really helps people get the information out of the emotion that's really about wisdom. Our emotions can be very wise. They're not very smart at times, but they're very wise, compassionate, and Mondo helps us all get more skillful about how to apply it, particularly with our loved ones or our close colleagues, right in the heat of the moment when it comes to our lives. We want high quality lives. That's what we're really after.
Right. So what it does is it facilitates wisdom and compassion, is what I hear you saying, and that's just a joy when you can be, when you're actually able to show up in a painful situation with wisdom and compassion, a lot of joy arises.
Yep, yep. That's the skillful means, the confidence that comes from just knowing you can be skillful with whatever arises. Really, it also reinforces people to get back to the cushion and do their Zazen practice because they know that it helps them move ahead by slowing down.
Right. Well, it's a great motivator as
Yeah.
well. So thank you. So just we're gonna sign ourselves off, but from March 21st at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to March 24th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be offering the Mondo Zen Intensive. That we have currently 5 facilitators who are going to be working with people. So you could be working one-on-one with a facilitator, or you could be working in small groups of 2 or 3. Our retreats they're not very expensive in the sense that you're not paying for room and board. We offer different levels of enrollment. So depending on, what your financial circumstances, just choose whatever you want. And there's still room. So we hope you join us.
Please, please join us.